At last check, the hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp had more than 13.5 billion views across TikTok. Data just published by Axios shows, quote, news articles about the trial, which began April 12th, have generated more total social media interactions, likes, comments, shares, than coverage about abortion and the Supreme Court or inflation. Axios published a chart which shows that in the last month, the average number of social media interactions for every news article covering the celebrity trial is Trump topics ranging from Elon Musk to abortion, Joe Biden, the war in Ukraine, inflation, and COVID-19. And it's not just people online. People are literally lining up outside the courthouse to try to cheer on Johnny Depp. And typically to boo Amber Heard. And here's a new one. Fans are apparently going wild over speculation that Depp is dating his attorney, Camille Vasquez. There are even bets being waged on everything from who will win to who defecated in Johnny Depp's bed. Heard claims it was the dog who did it. We'll have more on that, unfortunately, in a moment. But now, Depp is suing Heard for $50 million over an op-ed she wrote about being a victim of domestic violence, allegations which Depp claims killed his career. Heard's countersuing for $100 million, claiming Depp's attorneys have been defaming her. This week, Amber Heard took the stand and accused Depp of beating her repeatedly, even while on their honeymoon.
Johnny slapped me across the face and held me up by the, kind of got a hold of my neck and pushed me up against the wall of the cart. It was a small, a narrow sleeper cart, and there were two beds, one on each side. He had me up against the wall. He was squeezing my neck against the railway car for what felt like a very long time, and every time he kind of would pull me away from the side of the car, he'd slam me up against the wall. And I remember thinking that he could not even mean to kill me. You know, I remember being scared that he wouldn't even mean to do it.
During cross-examination, Depp's attorneys questioned Heard's testimony about various facial injuries she says she sustained.
Your nose doesn't appear to be injured in any of these pictures, does it, Ms. Heard?
That's why I'm wearing makeup.
Right. And makeup covers up swelling, right?
Makeup will not cover up swelling. Ice will, though.
Later in the week, though, Heard's sister took the stand as the first person to testify that she saw Depp hit Amber Heard.
He strikes me in the back. I hear Amber shout, "Don't hit my sister." She smacks him, lands one, and then he grabs, at that point, that's when Travis runs up the stairs after Amber landed one. But by that time, Johnny had already grabbed Amber by the hair with one hand and was whacking her repeatedly in the face with the other.
Joining me now, Jesse Weber, attorney and host on the Law and Crime Network, which I founded. He's back from covering the trial from inside the courtroom. Can speak firsthand about the spectacle it has become. Jesse, great work out there, and thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate it. All right, so up to this point, everyone hates Amber Heard, right? All the people at the courthouse, they all hate Amber Heard, right?
No matter what is presented.
Yeah.
No matter what she's testified to, no matter the pictures, they all hate her.
They all
They're
hate Amber Heard.
convinced.
Okay. So, but this week, there were actually witnesses, like the sister and others, who actually backed up her account. That her makeup artist says, for example, yes, I was putting makeup in over bruising, etc., and the sister's saying it happened. So was this, in the end, a very good week for Amber Heard?
It's the strongest week she's had. But in the court of public opinion, it does not matter. It does not, because Amber Heard was lying about every single thing. All of her witnesses all lied for her. It's really become a spectacle to something to see. And, you know, then I've spoken to these people who are waiting at 10 o'clock the night before to get into the courtroom. They're just a microcosm of the whole society right now. It does not matter. They believe Johnny Depp no matter what. And I will tell you, this is what I was waiting for this week. Testimony like Whitney Enriquez, testimony like the makeup artist, because it can't just come from Amber Heard's mouth. To have these witnesses say, we saw injuries, to have one of her friends look at these injuries, these photos, and start crying on the stand, I feel like that had a really strong impact for the jury. Not saying that's going to, you know, change the course of the case, but it was a strong week for her.
Yeah, but Johnny Depp has a tough time winning this case no matter what. I mean, I just don't see how he wins this case. I mean, putting aside what you believe, right? You can believe that you think a lot of what she's saying is made up, and Johnny Depp still wins the case because he's got to prove the case.
First of all, we know that defamation cases are very tough to prove. There has been so much thrown out to this jury of physical, mental, verbal, emotional abuse, and if the jury accepts a broad definition of domestic abuse, they'll say she didn't lie about him in the Washington Post. That was her subjective belief that she was a victim.
Let's go to some of the betting that is taking place
Let's do that.
out there. Question 1, who will the court have found to have defecated in the bed? This became a big issue in the case, and apparently there's been a lot of discussion around this. Amber Heard plus 150, the dogs plus 175, Johnny Depp plus 300, and the security guards plus 1,000. So it's neck and neck between Amber Heard and the dogs for who likely did it.
I am more shocked that the security made the list.
Right.
So people are now theorizing that they deliberately did this to frame Amber Heard. That was the bigger shocker from that.
Will Johnny Depp be cast in the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie? Yes, plus 550. No, minus 1,000. So I don't think it's any chance.
No chance. We even heard from a Disney executive who said that there's no plans for him to come back to that.
Right. Let me play another piece of sound, by the way, from the case. This is more the cross-examination, and this relates to that really important issue about some of the injuries. This is number 8, that she says she had endured. Here is some of the cross-examination where they're suggesting maybe she edited some of the photos.
Ms. Heard, you testified yesterday. This is also a photograph of you from the same night, correct?
That is correct.
You testified yesterday that the only difference between these two photographs is that the light was turned on.
That's what it appears to be, yes.
The light is on both of these pictures, though. Isn't that right?
It looks to me like the one on the left has the vanity light, the makeup lights, the more yellow-hued ones that go around the mirror on, and then the one on the right looks like it doesn't have those.
Isn't it true you just edited these photographs?
No, I've never edited a photograph.
Didn't you just enhance the saturation for one of these photos to make your face look more red?
No, that's incorrect. I didn't touch it.
Credible?
Here's the problem. It's not the "a few good men gotcha" moment, like she got him to admit it, but just saying that question implants it in the minds of the jury. I will tell you, when I look at that, I'm still struck by the James Corden situation, that apparently Amber Heard said she was injured and then goes on James Corden and there are no injuries. So we're all torn. How much can makeup really cover everything up? And when I look at that, it's difficult for me to believe that somebody actually manufactured bruises and then just deliberately went forward and publicly and falsely accused somebody. I mean, it's what the argument is.
Yeah.
But I think that's an image that's hard to forget.
It is. You should see how awful I look when I don't have this stuff on.
Impossible, Dan.
Jesse
Impossible.
Weber, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.